Hi, everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Lucy, and we run Sticker Guru, a stationery and stickers shop.
We created the Big Plans podcast to share the things we've learned over the past 6 years of running our own business.
And let's get into it.
So today's episode is how we grew our business organically, which I think this is a pretty common question we get. So I will let you take over this episode.
Okay.
Since I feel like when I started, I did not focus too much on marketing. But since you joined about a year into the business, you have definitely expanded on that.
Yes. Okay, so for context, for all of you who are listening right now, like I had a marketing background, and when Lisa first started, I was working at an influencer marketing agency at the time, and I just saw her like growing her company, and I was like, if you do know marketing, like she had some YouTube and a little bit of Instagram, but not really. I was like, you do know marketing and you're making this much. Like, if you did even a little bit of marketing, like you could make so much more. So convinced my sister, basically, like I was like, I gotta quit my job, and she's like,
You convinced yourself. I was just like, sure, go ahead. Like, let's like come work on this. And you were like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it. And then I quit my job, which was a great decision. And then I came on basically to focus mainly on the marketing side. And then since you were in school, I also like learned how to do the other things. But yeah, so in terms of marketing, I'm gonna talk about basically everything that we've done, because like what we did to grow our business organically through marketing in that first year I started is very different from what we do now. So I'm going to just kind of like go platform by platform and talk about what we did. Note that when I say organically, that means like stuff that we did that didn't involve money. We honestly have not spent very much on ads. Like we've experimented with ads on Etsy, like on social media, on Google, etc. But it's honestly not something that we've consistently used throughout. And definitely, I would say like majority of our customers have come from non-paid marketing. So that's just a little disclaimer. Note that social media has also changed. So like the things that we did in our first year that I'll talk about, they were different from what we did in the third year. They're different from what we do now. Partly because like our company has grown, so like that has changed like what we've done, but also because social media has changed. So what I say worked really well for us back then may not work well for someone now.
I would like to add that when I started, Instagram was still chronological order. They had a chronological, and there was no algorithm whatsoever. So take that for what you will, because yeah, things change over the years, and you'll get to hear how we changed with it.
I miss chronological Instagram. Bring chronological Instagram back.
I think they might be rolling that out. I think it might be an option in the near future that you can like choose to have your feed be chronological or like have them do their little algorithm on it. So yeah, it might be coming back.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too, because I personally liked chronological more.
Yeah. So yes, definitely that is important. And then also recognizing where your business is at and what platforms your customers are most likely to be on. So just an example, if you're starting a vinyl die cut sticker shop, you probably should be focusing on growing awareness about your brand. Like if you're just starting out, no one knows you. So you should be, getting your brand out there, and then also targeting platforms where your customers will most likely be on, which I'm guessing vinyl die cut stickers, they're probably like people who put them on your water bottle or whatever. So like younger customers who are on TikTok and Instagram, probably not Facebook. So just
Probably
kind of
not.
like, understanding where you think you'll be able to target them the most.
Yeah, I think it's really good to know like the general age range, or at least like you should know like if your customers are going to be like Gen Z, or like for us it's more like millennial Gen X, I'd say. So yeah, definitely like you're not really going to see that many Gen Xers on TikTok. They're probably more likely to be on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. Yes. And also, I know we're going to be talking about a lot of different platforms. that we've tried. But just know that you do not need to be on all these platforms. Like, you don't need to have a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, etc. Like, you don't need all of that.
Oh God, people
It's
still
probably
use
better.
that? We don't talk about
Yes.
that one anymore.
Well, you don't talk about that one. That way, you can concentrate on doing well on one or two platforms instead of spreading yourself too thin, which is something that I've learned over time. So,
yeah,
best to pick one or two.
I will say that if you take anything from this episode, you need to post consistently. Pick one or two platforms and then post consistently. Make sure you have a plan. And we really struggled with this in the beginning. We would post.
We still struggle with this.
We still struggle with this, but we are getting better.
Yeah.
I think our Instagram has been pretty good for the past 2 years. But I will say the first 4 years, we posted maybe like twice a month, three, four, maybe 5 times a month on Instagram. And it was just like very inconsistent.
Okay. I'll get into it later. But yes,
okay.
Go ahead.
But yeah, so just if you take one thing away, post consistently.
Okay, yes. First up, we have good SEO. This one, I think, regardless of whether or not, or like what other social media platforms you do, this one I think is a must. So let's talk about Etsy. Etsy search engine SEO is different from Google search engine SEO, but the general concept is the same. I think this is really good for people who are just starting out if you have an Etsy. It's not social media, but it is a really, really, really good way for people to discover you. It does require some work. So like you have to maximize your Etsy SEO, which I recommend you Google because there's a lot to dive into and it's also often changing. So the methods that I used for Etsy SEO back then are probably not the same now. But this is something that you should be doing regardless of what social media platforms you're focusing on. And it's just like the best way because people are searching for these products. So they're automatically like, those are people who are looking to buy something. So you have these interested customers. And if you can get them to your Etsy shop or your Etsy listing, like the chances of them purchasing are much higher than people who stumble across your Instagram, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And same with the Google search engine. This is more relevant if you have like a Shopify or some other site, but still same concept. Like these are people who are searching for your shop or these stickers or whatever. So definitely make sure you have a look at that.
Yeah, you want to make sure your items are easily findable. So if that means like having keywords or just having a good description, just makes it easier for people to find your listing.
Yeah. And SEO I feel like is intimidating. Like I feel like people don't look too much into it. It's not as fun as social media, but it is, I think, very important.
It is very necessary.
Look into it. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have YouTube. And so our little YouTube journey, you may have talked about it before in one of our other previous podcasts, but we used to have a beauty lifestyle YouTube channel prior to Sticker Guru. Like we started it when we were kids. And that's actually where our Sticker Guru name comes from because we were quote unquote beauty gurus. But we had this YouTube channel with like quite a few subscribers. And Lisa started to post planner videos to it. And I feel like that got us some traction from like our current
definitely
base. Yeah. And then later we ended up having like a separate YouTube channel so that it wouldn't overtake our current channel. But yeah, definitely YouTube was something that we had already started. We already had this audience there. So it was very natural to just take advantage of that. And the great thing is that with YouTube, your content is more likely to be viewed later. So for example, like on Instagram, it's usually like your content will be shown for the first 3 days, but then after that, like it's very hard for someone to find that post from 3 years ago. But videos on our YouTube channel, like I have videos from years and years ago that still get views because when people search for that topic, it still comes up in the search engine, like at the top. So I highly recommend YouTube, even though we are personally not great at updating it, but it is definitely, I think, a very potent social media platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up is Instagram. This is the big one. You're probably on Instagram, I'm assuming. And when we first started, Lisa did have an Instagram, but you didn't post too often. Like
I probably posted like I did have posts, but I probably posted like once a week, which is in my opinion, not a lot. So yeah, like once a week, it was just very sporadic.
Yeah. So when I joined on, Instagram was really big at this point. I feel like Instagram was the platform to be on. And actually, in the beginning, I posted 3 times a day. Like, I had alarms set for 3 different times every single day that I would post a different post. And this is before stories, so there was only posts at that time. And I feel like that got us a lot of followers,
Mhm.
just like from
Oh,
consistent posting.
yeah, I remember now. I was like thinking like what kind of content were we posting? But I realized and I remembered that we would just or you would just repost people's photos. Like if they tagged us, you would like save the photo and you would that would
Yeah.
be like what you're posting to our Instagram. So like I guess you said that was like a thing at the
That was a
time.
thing.
Yeah, okay. Yes, that was a thing at the time where like companies, bigger like beauty brands, they would like repost makeup photos of like influencers using their products.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's very much not what's in now, but at the time that was like pretty common, I'd say,
Yeah.
for like brands to post or like repost photos of their products being used.
It was like people would tag us with our products being used in their plan or whatever, and I would just like, I'd usually have to kind of like edit a little bit so that it would look like if the photo was too dark or whatever, I'd edit it so that the feed would look more cohesive. But it worked for
I
us
don't
at the time because we didn't have
I
a lot of content.
I will say our feed,
It
even
looked
though you
crazy.
did, it looked crazy. Like it just it did not match at all because like people would have like different colored backgrounds. Like some people they had like a wood desk, and other people it would be like a white background, and it was all over the place. It was a mess, but it worked for us at the time.
Yes, it worked for the time. Like, obviously, I don't think this strategy would work for people now, so just keep that in mind. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And so Instagram is definitely where I think most of our traffic comes from in terms of like social media platforms. And I think that's where we are the strongest. But our strategy has changed through the years. So, like, we don't do that posting 3 times a day or reposting
Oh
content
no,
anymore.
I would not recommend that
Lisa would not allow
anymore.
that.
No.
But I think that's really important, right? It's like you should stay on top of Instagram trends.
Yeah.
So another
And that was
example.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So another example is when Reels came out, we literally exploded in followers. Like, I feel like we like doubled in followers,
Well, yeah,
basically.
like I feel like when Facebook or Meta when they rolled out Reels, everyone was really hesitant to use it because
Yeah.
they were like, "Isn't this just TikTok?" Like they literally just copied TikTok and they're trying to like put it into Instagram. And like a lot of people were they either like didn't know how to make reels or they just didn't want to. And I think we really jumped on the reels train super early. I think that it was like July 2020 is when
It was
they rolled it
literally when
out.
Reels came out, we started
We
posting
yeah,
pretty
like
much.
right away we started posting not consistently, but we definitely were posting content on Reels. And I think within like a few months we gained like 10,000 followers
Yeah.
and then we kept posting last year a lot on Reels and I think we managed to grow our Instagram probably like you said probably like double in
Double.
numbers. I
Yeah.
will say that Reels has been a little bit saturated. I've
Yeah.
noticed the past I want to say like 4 or 5 months. So yeah, it's definitely a little oversaturated now, but I still think it's a good place to post.
Yeah, like it's definitely something to still take advantage of. I think also we started on TikTok a lot earlier than any of the other shops. So we were already
Mhm.
posting to TikTok at that time. So it was very easy to just take what we posted to TikTok and post it to Reels because
Yeah.
like it's literally the same thing. Yeah, I think also we basically every time a feature comes out, we like to test it out. So like we've
Mhm.
used things like IG Lives, IGTV, highlights, stories, the guides, everything. We've just kind of
Yeah.
like jumped on it, tried it out. Not everything, obviously, we don't do all those things, but like
But
it's
like
always good to just try
we're
it.
not like against any of these features. We're very much for trying out new features, seeing how they go. And I've noticed that I feel like a lot of sticker shops don't try out all these features. And yeah, that's just something I've noticed. So if you are thinking about growing your Instagram, definitely try out all these different features and see which one works for you.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, this just reminded me of a little quick little story. When we were okay, so we were exploding in followers, right, from posting
Mm-hmm.
the reels. We had
Yeah.
people accusing us of buying followers
Mm-hmm.
because like we were growing so quickly. Like they were like,
Yeah.
this isn't possible. Like there's no way you could do this without buying followers,
Uh-huh.
which makes me laugh because like it was literally just like our reels were doing so
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, no, I remember that. That person like sent us a huge message. This was like December 2020.
Hmm.
And I mean, at the time I was definitely offended, I would say, because we were
Like,
we this is like December, so it was like after November, which is a super busy month for us.
yeah,
We, it's Black Friday season, so we were working our butts off. And also during November, that's when we post Vlogember, which is
oh
basically where
yeah,
we vlog our day every single day in November, and we would post it to Reels. So we were posting Reels every single day in November, and they would get like a decent, like I'd say decent, but like it was a lot of views. They were getting a
yeah,
lot of views. We were getting tons of followers at the time. And like for this person to say that we bought followers and just like not even
that
giving us a chance to like explain where these followers were coming from, but also like why the hell do you care where our followers like our follower
yeah.
count, like that honestly has nothing, like shouldn't matter to this person.
Like they were checking our stats
Like
daily.
they
They're
were
like, your stats daily are growing way too fast. And I was like,
like,
I
first of
didn't
all,
realize people were so invested.
right? Like I was just like taken aback by the whole situation. But yeah, I mean we popped off on Reels in 2021. So thanks for this person for motivating us to
Oh
post even
yeah,
more.
they really
Because
motivated us to post even more. So thank
yeah,
you.
yes.
Yeah,
Taking
like
something negative and turning it positive. I
yeah.
love that.
I mean, now, I mean, at the time I was offended like you because we had worked so hard, but now I feel flattered because, I mean, to be accused of something like that, it means like we were doing really good. Like we were doing really,
Yeah,
really
like we
well.
were doing something right. Like
So,
like whatever
anyways,
we were doing, posting on Reels, it was actually working, and we were gaining followers, and that was all organic,
yeah.
which is
So
crazy.
it is crazy, but just goes to show you guys, you do not need to pay for followers. You
Yeah,
could,
and
there,
you should be trying out all these new features that come out, because you never know when one of them will blow up your account.
amen. Okay, let's go to Facebook. Oof. Okay. Facebook, I feel like is a little bit different because if you're targeting younger generations, I don't think they're on Facebook, but our target market again is like millennials, Gen X, or older. Like they are more likely to be on Facebook, and especially back in the day when we first started, back when the planner Facebook groups were really, really active, that
Mm.
was like the place to be. So this worked really well for us back in the day. I don't know if I could say the same now.
I'd say probably not the place to be at anymore, in my personal opinion. I think there are much better platforms out there. I would recommend YouTube over Facebook. Yeah, or Instagram over Facebook. Like I just personally, I when I log into Facebook, I feel like I'm like opening a dusty book. Like that's how I feel about Facebook. I just think it's dusty and like just it's old news in
It
my
is.
opinion.
It is. But I'll talk about like our strategy back in the day. So back when
Mhm.
Facebook groups were more active, especially like there's a couple of planner groups that I'm sure you can think of that come to mind that were very active a few years ago. So we would post giveaways to these planner groups to get people to join our Facebook group slash like, just to get our name out there. So like I would do a giveaway every week of our new kit release, and all they had to do was like I think like the post, maybe comment, and
Comment
then
something and then join our
join our
Facebook
group.
group.
Yeah. So literally I did that weekly. That really grew our Facebook group. And our Facebook group, it was more active back in the day. And that was because I tried really, really
Oh yeah,
hard.
we would have like it would be like a giveaway each month of like whoever was like the most active in the group, they would like
Yeah.
win a prize. And we would have like daily prompts in
Yeah. I
our
would queue
group. Like
prompts for the
yeah,
entire month.
it was poppin', I would say like 4 years ago. But now it is cobwebs. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I do see other shops that, like, some shops have really active Facebook groups. So it's not impossible, I'd say. But
hmm
personally
But
for
again,
me,
I
like,
think it
yeah, Facebook.
depends on your market, I'd say.
Yeah, and just for me, like, I don't really want to spend that much time on Facebook. Like, I don't want to queue those prompts anymore. Like, I just don't.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's like you got to kind of pick and choose, and I choose not to be on Facebook.
Mhm.
Okay, well, the other few social media platforms I haven't talked about yet is Pinterest and TikTok. I don't have that much to say about them except that we have a Pinterest, we have a TikTok. We don't do much. Like, I go through spurts of where I'm like I'll do a ton of Pinterest stuff, or like I'll do a lot of TikTok stuff, and then it just kind of like dies. So I think they both have opportunities to become really good platforms to use, but again, like, you have to pick and choose, and
Mhm.
we've really
We
focused on
just yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. I mean, in the future I would like to try these platforms a little bit more. We definitely posted to TikTok. We basically like recycled our reels to post on TikTok.
Yeah,
And I just feel like we haven't really been super consistent with it,
yeah,
consistent enough to like see
a
anything from
return.
it. If
Yeah,
anything, like they will go to our Instagram from the TikTok. But yeah, I feel like TikTok is very like Gen Z.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
TikTok, I feel like it's more for, I mean, maybe like it's more of like we just need to create more awareness and like education about planner stickers, but I feel like it's more
Mhm.
so a good platform for like bullet journaling and like cute little vinyl
Mhm.
stickers,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily our demographic.
Mhm. Yeah. Haven't really figured out the right content to post on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think it is definitely a platform to keep an eye
Yeah.
on.
Definitely.
Okay, lastly is our newsletter, which I feel like we talk about every single episode because you gotta have a newsletter. Like,
You have to have a newsletter.
you got,
It's a must. Like, if you don't have a newsletter, you need to go start one right now because I don't know how you have a small business and you don't have a newsletter.
yeah, even if you have an Etsy, like on Etsy, you can't collect email addresses, but there are ways like you can get people to sign up. So, for example, when we were just on Etsy, we had a MailChimp. MailChimp is free to start, and then they start charging after, like, I think you get a certain amount of subscribers, just FYI. Now we use Flowdesk, promo Flowdesk every single episode because we love Flowdesk, and I'll have a link in our show notes. But anyway, we did things where we would have like a link to our newsletter sign up, and we would be like, join and get like a 15% off coupon code, and we would put this in basically all our marketing copy.
It would be in our business cards. It would be in our packaging.
But it's
It
like on the
was
Etsy shop front still.
yeah,
I
it
had
was
it in
in
every
our
single
Instagram
product
bio.
listing.
Yeah, like it was everywhere. So like our customers or potential customers, they would see it and they would go
Yeah,
and sign up.
yeah, you want to make it very hard to miss, because again, like on Etsy, you can't just take their email addresses. You have to
Yeah.
get them to sign up.
Yeah,
So
please don't.
I think it's illegal. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But like, if you're on Shopify, again, newsletter, it's, I think Shopify makes it really easy where you can like either link your, like, you can have a box where people can just sign up, you
Mhm.
can have a pop-up. There's a lot of apps that you can attach, or you can just use like whatever your newsletter provider has. Like, usually they have an HTML code or whatever. So like, really
Mhm.
simple, just put it on there. It definitely doesn't hurt to have it.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much it. I feel like we could honestly make a whole podcast episode for each of these platforms, but this is like
Oh
a very
yeah,
high
definitely.
level
This is
view,
a yes, very
and
shortened version.
very short version. So if you
The
would
Cliff
like to learn
Notes.
more, please let us know and I will dive into it. Gladly dive into it.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Sticker Guru.
Check out our shop website, stickerguru.com.
You can email us at hello@stickerguru.com.
And you can watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/stickerguru.
Thanks so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.